The LEGO world moves fast, new waves appear almost overnight, leaks drop when you least expect them, and half the community is constantly refreshing their social feeds like it's an Olympic sport. And while it might be the final wave for LEGO DreamZzz, it's going out with a bang. Here's everything you need to know. Now, it wouldn't be a LEGO reveal season without Ninjago taking the center stage. We'll kick things off with the spinner series. We have Lloyd versus the Earth Monster spinner set, and Nia versus the Mutation Monster spinner set. Both of these will cost $10. They're simple, fun, and a perfect bite-sized build. Next up is Kai's Dragon Mech Battle Pack, set 71851. This set will have minifigures of Kai, Sora, and an Earth Monster. 3 minifigures for $10, which is incredibly rare these days, and this will probably be snapped up by fans pretty fast. If you've followed Ninjago for years, you know that these battle packs often become long-term favourites, especially for people who want an easy way to build armies. Set 71855 is Ninja Dragon Ryu's battle set, but it looks gorgeous but sits at a slightly questionable price point. We have a striking golden blue dragon build that looks like something pulled straight from the early 2010 Ninjago concept art. The play features are strong, the minifigures look great, but $45 and with 4 minifigures, I think it's slightly overpriced and should have been $35 at best. On to the worst kept secret from last month, we have set 71859, the Dragon of Life, costing $100, and after many blurred images, we can finally see this dragon in all its brick-built glory. I like it. The dragon build is gorgeous, the wings look like they could actually generate lift, and there's multiple minifigures in this set. What's not to like? We have another mech for the theme, set 71854, Cole's Mission Mech and Dragon Zane. For $30, we have minifigures of Cole, Zane in his new dragon form, and an acid monster. That Zane dragon form looks wild, it's almost sculptured. The $30 price tag feels reasonable, especially when you compare it to some of the other sets in this wave. Then there's Jay's transforming car, set 71856, for $50. This set feels like it's the love child between the Ninjago movie vehicles and the early Evo builds. In this set, there are minifigures of Jay, Nia, and Kai in his dragon form, and an Earth Monster and the Loyalist Leader. You get 5 minifigures in one set, which is impressive for the price, and it carries that hybrid mech car style that LEGO has been exploring since the early 2022 wave. We have set number 71857. This is the Ninja Vehicle Treehouse battle. It's going to be retailing for the price of $80, and again will be releasing on the 1st of January. With this set, you'll get minifigures of Kai, Zane, Jay in his dragon form, Euphrasia, Loyalist Leader, and an Acid Monster. I have mixed feelings with this one. The helicopter build in this looks off. It looks okay, but honestly, I think this is probably one of the weakest LEGO Ninjago sets. But the crown jewel of the Ninjago 2026 wave is the Ninja Character Display Set, 71866. You get 7 incredibly detailed minifigures, a clean display stand with splashes of elemental colour, and the surprising part is only $45. In a hobby where a collector display set often costs as much as a weekly food shop, this set feels like a breath of fresh air, and it's absolutely brilliant and day one purchase. I think easily a day one purchase. Continuing on with the onslaught of the January 2026 reveals, we have set 75436, the Mandalorian and Grogu's speeder bike, for $10. You're getting a detailed Mando and Grogu minifigure and a nice little speeder build. This is going to sell incredibly well, whether people buy it for the new movie or because they missed the earlier versions of the characters. The build is fine for what it is, it's cheap, cheerful, but probably only worth it if you need those minifigs. We have Cobb Vanth's Speeder, set 75437, the true highlight. We are finally getting a minifigure of Cobb Vanth and his custom pod racer engine turned speeder bike, which is beautifully recreated in brick form. The minifigures alone look like they escaped from a UCS set. Cobb Vanth looks excellent with brilliant leg and arm printing, plus the Boba Fett helmet is included. Cad Bane also has received a major upgrade. You don't often see both minifigures in a small set steal the show, but this one nails it. Set 75448, Clone Shock Trooper Mech. This will cost you $15, the mech looks fine, and the design does a good job at carrying the trooper's aesthetic into the larger build. I just don't really need another Clone Shock Trooper. I wish they had chosen a name character. If you're missing this trooper, it's a nice inexpensive way to grab one. Set 75449, Siege of Mandalore Battle Pack, priced at $30. This brings back the 332nd Troopers alongside the Super Commandos. Though at $25, many fans will feel that familiar sting of price creep. Set 75443, Grogu's Homestead, for $20, and it's exactly what you'd expect from a 4+ set. It looks underwhelming, and I think this one misses a great opportunity. It's simple, sturdy, and forgettable. Now, if you want pure imagination, LEGO Dreams might be the most exciting theme of 2026, and dare I say it, this wave might be better than Ninjago. This might be the final wave for the theme, but it is pushing creativity through bold colours, hybrid creature builds, and alternate models that feel like the modern successor to LEGO's golden era of weird and wonderful sets. All of the sets this time round are 2-in-1 builds, which is pretty cool. First up is the Fox Guardian Mech, set 71508. Coming in at 883 pieces, the Fox Guardian Mech set at first glance looks like a mashup between a mystical forest spirit and a high-tech warrior. And weirdly, it works. I love the green and gold colour palette on this build. Sure, the articulation is limited on the legs, and there is a lack of knee and ankle rotation, but I think the aesthetic more than make up for it. This thing looks like it should be guarding an ancient magical shrine in the dream realm. It channels the same energy as those bionicle titans that prioritize presence over perfect posing. The set also leans heavily into the wave's new treasure animals gimmick. Those little creatures hidden inside translucent crystals, and placing crystal elements in the mech's chest adds an extra layer of visual storytelling. It feels important and mythical, like the mech isn't just a robot, it's a guardian with a secret. The minifigures? Even better. The Nightmare King returns as the Nightmare Emperor. Mateo and Izzy get new transparent armor pieces, and it feels like this is the closest Dreams has ever come to giving the heroes a true final form. This isn't the best set in the wave, but it sets the tone beautifully. Big concepts, big personality, very little compromise. The Crocodile Submarine is where the fun begins. This is a 1,117 piece playground of colour, creativity and clever part usage. It will retail for $70, which is shockingly good value for LEGO in 2026. They could have easily have priced it at $90 and called it a day. The main build switches between a crocodile and a bird, which is delightfully strange. It reminds you that Dreams isn't meant to follow the rules, it's meant to embrace the bizarre. And then we get to the characters. Logan gets a dark blue recolor of the Joker movie hairpiece, and Zoe's lavender lace design pops beautifully. This set punches far above its weight class. It doesn't feel like a mid-range filler set, it feels like a highlight. And now we're entering the part of the way where the designers went a little bit mad, and I mean that in the best way possible. The Nightmare Scorpion Digger, set 71513, is villain energy perfected. Honestly, LEGO doesn't give villains enough love anymore, but in Dreams gives them the spotlight. This set fuses a construction digger with a monstrous scorpion, like a nightmarish mashup from a Saturday morning cartoon. It's half utility vehicle, half creature, all attitude. Though the lack of articulated legs is disappointing, it's forgivable, because the claw and tail more than make up for it. The minifigures again are top notch, especially with Cooper, who looks wildly upgraded. You almost wonder whether he switched themes entirely. And speaking of Cooper, the name Dino Jet undersells this build entirely. When you hear that name, you picture a jet with dinosaur vibes, but the actual set gives you two full dinosaur models and a separate jet vehicle. Both dinosaur builds look strong, but the Stegosaurus has to be the real star. The spikes on its back turn it into a display piece you proudly sit next to a Creator Dinos, or even a Jurassic World collection. And the colours pop with a nice futuristic glow. And then we get to Cooper. Yes, we're talking about Cooper again because what happened? Why did he suddenly become the coolest minifigure in the entire theme? Silver mask, trans orange armor, almost a cyber knight aesthetic. This design goes way harder than I expected. It might actually be top tier across the entire 2026 lineup. And finally, we reach the crown jewel. The Tiger Shark tank. This set is enormous, ambitious, and ridiculous in the best way possible. It is 1,548 pieces of pure chaotic joy. Imagine a tiger fused with a shark, fused with a tank, fused with a pirate ship, and somehow it still all looks cohesive. This feels like the big cinematic finale of the Dreams theme. The orange and black colour scheme screams energy. The alternate builds turn the tank treads into pirate ship sails, which honestly is clever enough to justify buying 2 copies. The building techniques on display here are fantastic and satisfying. The minifigures complete the story, especially Mr. Oz and his redesign that blends classic castle and the NEXO Knights into one brilliant fusion. It's a wild cross-theme reference that longtime fans will instantly appreciate. And there we have it, another massive list of sets coming out in early 2026. I kinda hope I can rest now. With that said, what sets are you looking forward to? Let me know in the comments down below, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and happy holidays. Bye!